an afternoon live stream. We are, oh, David, get sit down. We are, we're coming into Findlay.
Mama, can I have more cheese?
We're coming into Findlay. And we've had a uneventful trip. I shouldn't really say that until we get into Wayne. But I would say that this has been a 10 out of 10 trip.
It went too fast.
I truly, sometimes you go on trips and you don't really rest up and get the rest you need. And I am 120% recharged. And we're going to have a live stream on Monday that hopefully it doesn't get destroyed.
What do you mean?
But
You don't even have a live stream on Monday.
we are almost done. We stayed at a campground. It was an okay campground. It was just north of Knoxville. It was okay. As Knoxville campground, it was okay. The pool was made in the 1960s, and they hadn't done any renovation to it. A lot of these campgrounds, their money only comes in the summertime. Okay, I need to get over here.
Hey, Dad, when's our next toy show?
So we are coming into Findlay.
Hey, Dad,
We are officially entering Findlay. Welcome to Findlay.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about that right now. I'm driving.
Yeah, but you can drive in.
Oh my gosh.
When is the next show?
So we stayed last night. Traffic was medium. I'm just gonna say it was medium. We only had maybe 10 minutes of slowing down.
Look at my blinked out. Whatever breaking on. What is this? Okay, first of all,
So we had a great. It's been 3 weeks. We left 3 weeks ago on Friday, the 18th, the 19th. No, actually, we left on Thursday. Yeah, because we got down to. We left Thursday. We got down to Derek's Thursday night, and then we got down to Ocean Lake on Friday, 3 weeks ago. We've been gone 3 weeks. You stop and think about where I've been. So I went to Myrtle Beach, drove to Myrtle Beach, then we drove all the way down to Brooksville to see Bill at IMAX. Then we went to Kevin's, okay, in Cape Coral. Then on Sunday, just last Sunday, I decided to head home, and I got as far as Tampa. Then I turned around and drove back down to Key Largo and stayed in Key Largo for 2 days. Good grief. What a big deal that was. You know what I'm saying, partner? but I live down by the river in a van.
Dad, Dad, can we turn around and go back to the
And
Dad?
no.
Is she going?
And so we are now 25 miles from home. We are just now leaving Finley. And we're about to, David, sit down. Sit down now and buckle up. You could be flying through the door. Hurry up. So, now I don't want to say anything because I'm 25. They normally they say that if you're going to have an accident, you're going to have it 25 miles from home. So I don't want to say anything that is going to jeopardize my trip. But I am 25 miles from home, so technically I could have the camper towed back to the house. So I'm not really worried about anything. I'm just going to try to drive nice. Just try to drive nice and carefully. Now, pulling the Mini Cooper behind my van down by the river. Pulling the Mini Cooper, really, you don't even notice it, honestly. Okay, that was probably the best thing I ever did was bring the Mini Cooper because I'm a 66-year-old living in a van down by the river.
Where did you get that from?
Chris Farley did it in the 90s. Hi, I am Chris Farley. I am 35 years old. I live in a van down by the river. So, this camper, now there's 5 things that I got to get fixed on the camper. First one is my wife ruined the steps. Okay? My wife ruined the steps. Now I fixed one part of the bedroom, and I have to buy a new string for the canopy. I think that's about it. So I bought this camper in 2016. I bought this camper April of 2016. And it had 25,000 miles on it. Now think about that. So this camper was bought in 2000, brand new, for $60,000. I have the original sticker price on it. $60,000, brand new. And the guy must have owned it because gas prices were 99 cents back in 2000. And then George Bush got us in a war and the gas price went to $3. I don't know how these guys think like this. Anyways, so somebody had this for like 3 years. Gas price went to $3, and they must have sold it. And then another guy bought it. Must have never used it. 25,000 miles is what I bought it for. Okay, so I've been to Ocean Lake, Myrtle Beach campground down by the river. I've been down there 10 times. This is the 10th year.
Since I was 1?
Yes. So I've been there 10 years, and then 2 years we drove from Myrtle Beach up to Connecticut and stayed at the KOA in Mystic, down by the river in my van. Okay, so we stayed there. We drove there, and then we drove back. Okay, that was 2 years. I think that was 17 and 18, because when was Ryan living in Connecticut? Or did Did we do that in 16? When did Tim or Ryan live in Connecticut? So anyway, we did that twice. And then in 17 and 18, we drove to, no, it couldn't have been. I'm just telling you that when we went to Connecticut, I had this camper, and I bought it in 2016. Well, there was Ryan was living there because we went to go. Well, then we must have just been visiting your family then, because I swear Ryan was there for that one time because we went to Boston. We went to Boston. So then we drove to Mount Rushmore in 2018 and 19 and 20. I went there 3 years. I went to a Hobbytown convention, I think, in 18, and then we drove in 19. Okay, well then we went there in 2016. Okay, and I don't know where everybody was then. All I know is that I bought this camper in April of 2016. All right, well, quit interrupting me. Well, she's wrong. So anyway, I don't care. I'm talking. So I went to Mount Rushmore 3 times in this camper. We blew our timing belt in 20. Well, actually, I think we went 21 too. Yeah, that's right. Because the last time we went, we lost the timing belt in Wisconsin. Just as we were getting out of South Dakota, we hit Wisconsin, and I lost my timing belt. And they had to fix it because Mark was breaking up with his girlfriend and so dysfunctional he couldn't handle it. And then we went to Disney, I think 16 and 17. So we went to Florida twice with this in 16 and 17 because Catherine we went on the first time she was with us. And we had Mark, Missy, they're all just kids at that time. David was a baby. He was just a baby the whole time. And then Frankie was just he was afraid of Mickey Mouse. They all were afraid of Mickey Mouse. So we did that at 16 and 17. Okay, because we couldn't do it, I think, we didn't do it in 15 because that's when I had my old camper, the 26-footer. I got this in April. Okay, so we had this, and so I have literally, we've been literally everywhere in this camper. There's one place that I would really like to go, but I don't think it's going to happen this year. I'd like to do it this year.
Do what?
And that's drive to my sister Dora's in Oklahoma or in Colorado. The problem is it's in the mountains, so that means I have to take this thing in the mountains, and that just would be a nightmare trip. I'd probably get 1 mile a gallon down the Colorado mountains. So I have had 2 major problems with this camper. The first one, and this was the first trip we went to Myrtle Beach in this. It had tire rot, and I lost a passenger side rear tire. Boom! No, passenger or driver's side over this side. Boom! All of a sudden, flap, 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 flap. I thought I lost everything. Well, that was just one tire, and I contacted this tire place like 5 miles in Chattanooga, or in Charlottesville, and they did it. They got me tires, 4 new tires, but they put the wheels on wrong, and so for 2 years I was having wheel problems, and that finally got fixed in 2020, and then the losing the timing belt back in 21 because we went to Mount Rushmore in 21. And so, really for 7 grand. So I bought the other camper, which was a Jayco, and that was a 25 footer, and that was 3 grand. I paid 3 grand for it. I had to put 1,000 into it because the the fresh water tank fell out, and so Steve Roper at Amos, he fixed that for me. That was about 1 grand. And then I did some miscellaneous repair on the toilet. But it was just too bad. Kathy and I were in a queen bed in the corner, and there was no room to sleep. Now the kids were still babies and everything, but I told a guy at Campers World, I say, hey, listen, if you find something, let me know. Well, I get back, or I think right after the winter time, he called me and said, Brian, we just got in a Coachman Leprechaun 30 footer. Okay, we just got it in on trade. It's a 2000. Okay, and they want like 8 grand for it. And I'm thinking, okay, well, if I sell the other camper for 4, I could get that would just be 4 grand. That's easy. So I put up the camper for sale. I had a couple that had 2 kids. They came down. They paid. I think I gave them for 3 grand. You could have it for 3 grand because it still was a nice camper for 3 grand. So I sell that camper for 3 grand. So that's 3 grand that I could put toward this one here. And so I go in there and I look at it, and it's beautiful. The interior is beautiful. You know what I'm saying? Is sometimes you get these things and they're just shoddy. And I noticed there was just some water damage, but the cabin in here was pretty neat. I did get the cushions recovered because it's 20 years old cushions. So I looked at the interior. I said, this is pretty nice. They took the carpet out and they put linoleum down on the floor. That was replaced. And I'm thinking, wow, this is a pretty nice camper. Now the levelers is what sold me because you can't buy these things normally with levelers because they're an extra. And so this comes with levelers, which I just love levelers. And the generator, well, and I think so. They wanted 8 for it. I think this is what happened is that and they said the generator doesn't work. I said if you fix the generator, okay, I think I said I'll do 7.5, and they said, how about for 7 and you fix the generator? I think that's how it went. It's around 7. I know it. I bought it for 7 or 7.5, and so I got it for 7.5, and then with the 3 that I got, I really only paid 4 grand for the thing. So for 4 grand over the last, I mean, I paid 7. I guess you could say that. We'll just say for 5 grand. We'll say 7 because I had to put a roof on it. So 2 years later. So let's say after the roof and all the stuff that I've done to this, just let's say I've invested 10 grand. Let's just say 10 grand, just to be, in a focus. So about 10 grand, I got this camper. It's a Coachman Leprechaun. It's a 30 footer. The generator, we've been running the generator literally nonstop. Now that's one thing I'm going to do next week is I'm going to take it up to AMEDS and I'm going to have them service the generator, clean the filter, change the oil, because that generator has been working perfect, absolutely perfect. Actually, I think Kathy, I don't think she'd have been as happy as much if she didn't have that generator on all the time. So we are now headed. We are 1 mile from 281. That means we are 10 miles, or exactly 9.5 miles from our house. So we have literally driven, I think 3,000 miles. So we've driven to Myrtle Beach, okay, which is 1,200 miles, I think. No, I don't think it's 1,200. How far is Myrtle Beach? Yeah, oh no, that's the Orleans. Walden. But you know, we literally drove this all the way to Key Largo and back. Now, I didn't get all the way to Key West, okay? And there was a reason why I didn't want to go to Key West, okay? Um, I didn't want to go to Key West because that would have been another 3 hours. Because
Ryan, I got a message for you.
yes,
Ryan wants to do Superman with you and the boys, but he's got Trill, so can you do 7 p.m. show? In the morning? 7 p.m.
yeah, I don't tell him I don't know. Victor Doomcock says it's terrible.
Well, you gotta go. You told the boys that we're going.
Yeah, I guess if there's any tickets left.
If there's any tickets left.
So here's the problem with Superman. I'm just gonna tell you right now. I haven't seen the movie. I have not seen the movie Superman. I know what Hollywood has done to movies. I know how they destroyed movies. You can't have a movie of a main character anymore because you have to be diverse and have thousands of casts so it diverses into other people. All right. So, and this is the biggest problem with this movie, Superman, is it's everybody but Superman. Okay, it's Lex Luthor, it's the Avenger. I don't know what they're called, the Avenger. I thought they were Justice League. Well, I guess they're Justice something. But you have all these other characters, and there's no you're hardly seeing Superman, which I knew that was going to be the case. All you had to do is see the previews, and you could see what they've done to the Superman movie. Okay, now I'm going to take the grandkids to see it tomorrow. Okay, but I'm just telling you right now that I'm going to leave because I've seen the previews. Okay, it gives you a good snap picture. Okay, and Victor Victor Von Dukock, Overlord DVD, he said, okay, he predicted this, okay, that of this type of movie. He said he was hoping that it was going to be great, but he thought the guy that played Superman was okay, but you never see him. He's always being beaten up. Lex Luthor is always one step ahead of him. I'm telling you, it's Hollywood though, and um, you don't have the Superman logo of peace, justice, and the American way. It's peace, justice, and blah blah blah. It's because these directors hate America and a better tomorrow. So anyway, so I'm gonna be taking the kids to go see Superman,
And then Lilo and Stitch.
which I don't want to do now, but I got
We're gonna go see Lilo and Stitch.
I'm not going to Lilo. So wait till that comes on DVD and watch it at home. So we are now 8 miles from home. We have had it really has been an amazing trip. Okay, pulling the Mini Cooper was a million times. I'm telling you, I'm gonna get a towing thing for the CRV. I'm gonna start bringing the CRV, the CRV. I'm gonna get a tow package for the CRV because CRV's got a little bit more room in it. Um, but next time I bring it, every time I take this, I'm gonna bring the CRV. Well, I mean, I could bring the Flex, but I suppose I could. There's no difference. You don't even know you're driving it, really. The only problem I have with driving a car or towing something or even being in this is when you put your blinker on, they ignore it. Everybody ignores it. They ignore it. They ignore your blinker. Like you're not even putting the blinker on. Unbelievable. So we are now coming into La La Land. We're coming into Wayne. Don't forget to check out Brian's Bargains at ProTinkerToys.com. We need to get some big sales. I got to talk to Daniel. We need a huge, amazing deal sale. I don't know what to do. I got to do something. We got.
John wants to see your next auction. When is your next auction?
Yeah, we might do an auction. We're going to do an auction on Thursday. But no, we're going to be doing whatnot auctions on Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday tomorrow on this week. They're going to be random auctions. We're going to be on whatnot. So if you're not subscribed to whatnot, you better get subscribed and you better log into my channel, because that's how we're going to be doing auctions from now on, is whatnot.
After I get all my stuff out of the mini, out of this thing, I'm gonna go take the biggest nap ever.
Well, no, you're not, because there's lots of things that we're going to do.
Oh man.
Unbelievable. So,
But I couldn't sleep because of your sci-fi.
Superman.
You were sleeping for 3 hours.
Oh yeah, Jurassic Park. That's another movie. Is absolutely horrid. No plot, no story. Oh my gosh, they literally don't know how to make movies anymore. I'm not going to see that. Nope, not at all.
But you said you'd see Lilo and Stitch though.
Yeah, well, I found out Lilo and Stitch is even worse than
Why? Because
Jurassic Park.
Disney doesn't.
Well, Disney is a part of it, but the problem of, let me just tell you right now. I know a lot of you don't want to hear this. The problem with Hollywood right now is what they call the sheet. I'm going to call it the sheet, okay? And on that sheet, okay, you have to follow all the rules if you're making a movie. It's kind of like a casting call. Turn around and sit down and buckle up. So you have to literally, when you make a movie, okay, you literally have to check off every race on Earth as being in the movie. You have to have everybody. And you're saying, then you would say to me, well, what's wrong with that? Well, there's a lot of things wrong with it, okay? That means you are requiring somebody to make a movie that has everybody in it, which that's not necessarily the case, okay? Go look at Chinese movies. How many different people other than Chinese are in the Chinese movies? Japanese, same thing. And so Hollywood now has to do all these quotas, okay? And they have to literally a checklist. And Superman's no different. Look at all the different races that in Superman. Every race. Like, whoa, okay. So we have literally gone all the way to Key Largo and back. It's probably been the best trip that I've ever had. I'm just gonna say right now that this is the best trip that I've ever had. I am 110, well, actually 120% recharged. Okay. I'm going to be at the store tomorrow from 12 to probably 3. If you call the store tomorrow and you place an order tomorrow at the store, you're going to get 30% off if you place an order tomorrow. 30% off.
What about me?
Or I'm going to give you something free. Okay, so we are now taking the final turn, and now we are finally going to come into Wayne, Ohio. We have now driven. So 3 weeks ago, yesterday, we drove down to Derek's and had a beautiful chicken dinner with his wife Vanessa, and we had Dennis and we had Bentley and Dennis's wife. Okay, all of them are from New York, and they all moved down to South Carolina or North Carolina. And we had dinner on Thursday, and then we drove down to Myrtle Beach We stayed at campsite number 2181, which is a great site. I love that site now. I'm gonna get that every time we go down there now.
Did you already book it?
Yes, I already booked it. No, actually, 8121 is booked. I got 2180, which is even better. It doesn't have shade in the evening. It has shade in the morning, which is great. So we drove all the way down there, and then we drove to Bill's at IMAX, and then we stayed. Then we went down to Karen's, stayed the day with Karen.
Then we went down to Kevin.
Then we went down to Kevin's. I didn't like that campground. It was too. That's the only part of the trip that I did not like is camping at that campground, Tranquility Lake, and having to drive 22 miles or 12 miles to get there because it was nonstop stopping light, traffic lights. That's the only thing I hate. So and then we went down to Key Largo. Key Largo was pretty fun, but I was worried about the camper because on Sunday night or Monday, because Steve came down on Monday, and the air conditioning in the camper wasn't working. It wasn't cooling down. Well, then I find out in the evening that dumb window was left open, and all I had was the plastic, the protector here, the privacy thing, and the window was open wide, so it was sucking in all this cold air or warm air. It couldn't keep up. And so when we shut it, it was perfectly fine. It hasn't been any problem. And she's had the generator on. Now, I will admit, driving the generator all the time drives up the cost because it uses, like, I think I used an extra, probably another 50 gallons of gas because it was sucking a lot of gas for that generator. I'm going to go get the generator clean next week. So now we are officially coming into Wayne. Okay, we're officially coming into Wayne after 3 weeks of trip. We are officially coming into Wayne. We have 3 weeks of mail, which is going to be probably this thick. Okay. There is Daniel's house. He's getting it all cleaned up. They're working on the floor in his house now. All right, we are now officially in Wayne. There. We are now officially in Wayne.
How much mail did they stuff in that?
Officially, we are now in Wayne. We are now home. We are now officially home. We've had no problems. It's been a great trip. We now are driving into Wayne.
Oh my man.
I'll PayPal you the 170, and then that, okay?
All right, thank you.
Yep. What did you guys get done down there?
We got all the floor joists ripped out. All we got to do is Jeff has to come in Monday and tell us what we're doing, and then we're throwing.
Really?
The floor's ready to go. It's ready to start.
Oh, great. Okay.
Alrighty.
Behave, you two.
Yeah, always.
Okay, so we are now coming next to Country Farmhouse.
Yeah.
We are coming by Daniel's house. I wonder if Jesse's outside with the babies.
Can we go inside real quick?
No, we got too much to do here. They probably are already down at the house.
That's it. They're not even there. Should I get the mail?
Do not do anything until we unhook the car. Do you understand? David, get out and help me with the car.
They must be making. Yay! I can't wait to see sitting outside. Yeah, what do you? He has to get out and help with the car. Dad wants to sit on the boat. Man, why do you touch your hair? Jake. No, you don't. Oh, baby. Oh, dude. Wait, you don't get sidetracked. Can you come in here? Move. All right, go out. Oh, they look so old. Get out of the way. Yeah. Dad's got a park yet. Here, go out. Take it. Take him out there and I'll come out. Stay here. Take him out. No, he's just. Here, go out. This is where Dad gets back in.
What?
You haven't stopped hunting big of a paddle.
Okay, guys. We will see you later. Thanks for watching. I might do a live stream tomorrow at the store.